प्रणाम आचार्य जी। मेरा नाम नीतीश कुमार है। मैं बिहार से हूँ और अभी केमिकल इंजीनियरिंग कर रहा हूँ NIT त्रिची से। तो my question is related to birth and death only. Scientists are trying to prove the existence of soul nowadays, and from a past few years also. So they are doing research about near-death experience, out of the body experience, and reincarnation. So 11 to 14% of the average American population who are mentally and physically healthy have had an out-of-body experience. So this is a statement of a medical journal. And also there is a psychiatrist, namely Dr. Ian Stevenson. He did a research on reincarnation and NDE. And in that research, like a lady were a patient of some severe disease. So she was telling that she is able to view herself out of the body like a camera. So also Dr. Ian Stevenson says that phobias are related to a mode of death of the person whose life is being remembered. For example, if a previous life is ended in drowning, there would be a phobia of water. So there are other statements also of him. And many Hindu scriptures like Bhagavad Gita also says that a soul leaves one body and gets new body. So my question is, does reincarnation happen, or what is this? What is actually soul? Is it a matter like scientists are trying to prove it? Like there is this coming out of the body after that and that all.
The soul is a myth. Even God is a myth. Spirituality has nothing to do with soul or God. These are mental concepts, and the mind itself is a myth. So, I think I have answered everything that you have said.
So, Acharya, these research, what do they do in research? Psychological issue with those persons, those peoples, like 11 to 14% healthy people, so-called.
Now you can see how healthy our definition of health is. Now you can see what is usually done in the name of research. The experiencer himself is bodily. How can there be out of body experience? The experiencer and the body are one. How can there be an out of body experience?
That's what I was thinking, but I came across these kinds of
This
things.
is just a spiritual storytelling. And this is what goes on in the name of spirituality, and that's why the world is in such a bad shape.
So these things were like spreaded by the educationists, like those were in a position of like top positions in education. And actually, I'm like following you from my 12th class, and now I'm in second year. So some of the I've seen like a video on Atma, where you have like explained in very detail and in the perspective of science also, that I understood. But when I came across this research, I had a doubt that how this can be experienced. So that I just wanted to clarify with you. Like most of the people believe it, like it happens. It happens because
Most of the people used to believe in a flat earth just till yesterday. Right? So people can believe in anything, and if people believe in something, there is a market for that thing, it sells, and if it sells, there will be corresponding research, marketable research, And you will have ample researchers coming up who will talk of out of body experience and soul and this and that. I can only tell you that forget about the soul. In spirituality, in reality, even something like God does not exist. The reality is that you experience your own existence, and that is called the ego. And the ego is an accumulation of influences, impressions. When those influences and impressions are cleared away, what you have is the freedom of the ego, which is the dissolution of the ego, and that is called the truth. As simple as that. Everything else is just fairy tales. Right? Do not go by what sells in the market. Rubbish always sells the most.
Okay, sir.
If you ask me, were all those people lying? I'll say, obviously yes, but not necessarily consciously. We are so very unconscious people that we cannot even be accused of lying. We don't always deliberately lie. It's just that our truths are just the same as our lies because they are ours. Coming from a false center, even the most avowed truth will be another falseness. So it is not necessary that those people were deliberately trying to cheat you. It's not about deliberation, it's about delusion. People are deluded, that's all. You read about these things so much that you start feeling that these things are happening with you as well. And because these things happen only to a few people, so you feel that you are distinct and distinguished. You are one of the few rare and privileged ones who have had out of body experience. So finally, you got to be in the top 1 percentile of something. All your life you were all your life you were desperate to be in the 1 percentile of anything. And you could never manage it. Now when you could not manage it, this is your one easy and dirty opportunity to distinguish yourself. Who am I? The one who is remembering his previous birth. So see, I am different. Can you remember your previous birth? No, you cannot. But I remember my previous birth, so I am special. That's another dirty attempt of the ego to feel distinguished, special, unique.
Yes, sir. I remember your videos.
Yeah. Care for this life. That's all that you have. Be good to yourself. Forget all about the previous and the next births. I do not know how much one can trust the other in these times, but I'll still impress upon you that all this is just nonsense. No reincarnation, nothing. Yeah. I have written an entire book, Karma, just to clarify the concepts of karma and the associated concept of reincarnation. You cannot have reincarnation without karma, right? And that entire book is to that effect. If you want to, if you want to have deeper insight into it. Yeah, good.
But the problem is, I couldn't find time to read them, to be honest, because of so-called college schedules and some, I don't know what.
How did you find time to listen to that researcher?
What? I don't know, sir.
You must know. That's what. That's in fact your answer. I don't know. Things happen to you, and you don't know how they happen to you. Similarly, all these out of body experiences happen to people and they don't know what has happened.
Yeah. And in some of your videos, you told that reincarnation happens in this life only. Like you had some personality before the particular time.
Reincarnation is happening continuously in Prakriti. Every moment it is happening. It is happening in this life, and it will be happening long after you are gone. But this personal self that you have, what's your name? Nitish, right?
Yeah.
This personal self, Nitish, is never going to be reincarnated. Reincarnation obviously is happening, and it's happening at a far greater frequency than you can imagine. You think one reincarnates after death. No, one is reincarnating continuously. But this particular existence that you have as Nitish is your last one, right? The reincarnating entity is not Nitish. The reincarnating entity is the ego tendency itself that keeps taking various shapes and forms. As far as this particular shape called Nitish is concerned, this shape is not going to ever be repeated. This shape will be dissolved completely on your death. However, the tendency, the principle that gave rise to this shape will continue to be in action. You will be gone. The manufacturing machine will always remain. So the next article will be produced after you are gone, before you are gone, even when you are alive. That production is continuously happening from the same machine. So that is reincarnation. But reincarnation of the person is a great myth, and it has given rise to a lot of distortions and also a lot of injustices. People justify the caste system in the name of karma and reincarnation. People say that if somebody is suffering, it is because of his or her own misdeeds in the previous birth. So that person does not deserve help or compassion. People feel that what they are doing today will bear them good results only after their death. So they are not very keen on goodness right now. After all, how keen can you be about something that is going to happen 2000 years later? And that gives you a way to avoid right life and right action. Reincarnation is a great principle. However, it has been badly misunderstood. Suffice it to say that Nitish or Prashant are not going to return. However, the great ocean of existence is continuously going to wave. It is going to produce one wave after the other, and all waves are alike in a very fundamental sense. So you can say waves reincarnate. Persons don't. A tendency, a principle reincarnates. Persons don't reincarnate.
Sir, I have a last question. It is related to my personal experience. A few days ago, my grandmother was lying on bed. That's why I have a bald, like hair gone.
Oh.
So my father was near her, and he told that she was telling that someone is coming and taking me to like there. So my father said, he must be Yamraj. So that I had a conversation, like I had a discussion with my father that Yamraj doesn't exist at all. So you don't know who told you like that, and some kind of like you explained it in a first question itself, that misconceptions this exists. So how to avoid that? Like how to tell other people? I tried to tell my father, but I couldn't. He told that you have studied your graduation and you are exceeding your limits. Don't just don't teach me like that.
So don't teach him.
Okay.
Do your professors go and start teaching every commoner on the street? They teach only the ones who have first of all qualified to be taught by them. Right?
Yeah.
You cannot forcibly teach someone, nor can you teach the unqualified one. So, two conditions are to be met. Firstly, you should have cleared an entrance exam, a certain aptitude, a certain qualification, a certain knack has to be there. Secondly, you must also be willing to go through the course, right? There are so many who clear the entrance exam but do not take admission. So you must be both qualified and eager. If either of these two is missing, then the process of teaching cannot happen.
Yes, sir.
But you are a son, so you must have certain compassion. Huh? So what will you do? You will try to gently arouse eagerness in your near ones, be it your parents or friends or others. Gently you try to keep them warm, so that when the situation is right, at least then they present themselves to the teaching.
Yeah.
Right?
Suddenly they cannot accept it.
Yes. It is not such an easy thing to become a student. Being a student, rather a disciple, is a demanding thing.
Yes, Acharji, thank you. I'm very happy to interact with you. I always wanted to interact with you, and I must मैं कभी भी आना चाहूंगा आपके यहाँ.
आओ, स्वागत है.